Hello everyone, in this video we're going to draw a Komodo dragon. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the front part of the body. To draw the circle, first make two small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make two more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're having trouble drawing it, just trace the outer edge of a coin, a bottle cap, or anything else with a circular edge. To the right, draw another circle as a guide for the back portion of the body. The two circles should be roughly the same size. Place this circle lower than the first circle. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also, pause the video to draw at your own pace. On the top left side, draw another circle as a guide for the head. Draw this circle about 1/3 the size of the first circle. Place this circle high up to make room for the long neck. On the left side of the head, draw a curved line as a guide for the muzzle. Pay attention to the size of this arc in relation to the head circle. Draw a horizontal line across the head as a construction guide to help you place the facial features. Under the first circle, draw an angled line as a guide for the front leg. Bend the line at the top to indicate a joint and again at the bottom for the foot. To the left, draw a short angled line as a guide for the other front leg. Under the circle on the right, draw another angled line as a guide for the hind leg. Bend this line a couple of times to indicate the joint and again at the bottom for the foot. To the left, draw a short angled line as a guide for the other hind leg. Connect the head to the body using sloping lines to create the guide for the neck. Curve the top line to make the head longer. The shape of the neck should be wide. Connect the body circles using horizontal lines to finish the guide for the torso. Curve the lines slightly. On the right side of the body, draw a long sloping line as a guide for the tail. This line should be similar in length to the entire body. Draw another long line for the bottom edge of the tail. The base of the tail should be wide and the tip should be thin and pointy. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Inside the head, lightly sketch a small circle for the eye. Place the eye close to the top edge of the head circle. When you get the size and position of the eye right, darken the shape. As you darken the shape, make the sides pointier for the corners of the eye. Darken the initial circle for the eyeball. In the middle of the eye, draw a small dot for the pupil. Draw a few curved lines around the eye for creases. Keep these lines close to the shape of the eye. Follow the shape of the eye as you draw these lines. Draw a curved line above the eye for the brow. Follow the path of the head circle as you draw this line. To the left, draw another curved line for the brow on the other side of the head. Darken the guide on the left side for the top part of the muzzle. Draw a long wavy line across the entire head for the mouth. Draw this line along the path of the initial construction guide. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the mouth when you get the shape right. The mouth should stretch to the right edge of the head circle. On the left tip of the muzzle, draw 2 short sloping lines for the tongue. Draw an angled line on the left side for the forked tip of the tongue. Darken the bottom edge to create the lower jaw. On the top part of the muzzle, draw a tiny circle for the nostril. Darken the initial guides to create the back portion of the head. Draw a couple more lines on the bottom part of the head for creases on the skin. Don't make these lines too long. Add a few more lines on the neck for more creases. Draw a short vertical line to the right of the mouth for the ear's opening. Use the second line from the left that's under the body as a guide to draw the front leg. First, lightly sketch the shape of the leg around the guideline. The top of the leg should be inside the body. Curve the edges of the leg to indicate the muscle structure. When you get the shape of the leg right, darken the lines. The shape of the leg should be thick. Draw a few curved lines on the top part of the leg for creases. At the bottom, draw a long thin shape for a toe. On the tip of the toe, draw a small triangular shape for the claw. Draw a small sloping line for the visible section of the other toe. At the bottom, draw a short angled line for a small toe. Use the guide to the left as a guide to draw the other front leg. Lightly sketch the shape of the leg around the guideline. When you get the shape of the leg right, darken the lines. Part of this leg will be hidden behind the first front leg. Draw the toes at the bottom using a couple of long, thin shapes. On the tip of each toe, draw a small triangular shape for the claws. Use the long angled line on the right side as a guide to draw the hind leg. Just like with the front legs, first lightly sketch the shape of the hind leg around the guideline. The top part of the leg will be inside the body. At the bottom, curve the shape to the left for the foot. When you get the shape of the hind leg right, darken the lines. Draw short lines where the leg bends for creases. On the tip of the foot, draw long thin shapes for the toes. On the tip of the toes, draw small triangular shapes for the claws. Use the line to the left as a guide to draw the other hind foot. Lightly sketch the foot around the guide and only darken the lines when you get the shape right. Draw the long thin toes and the pointy claws. Use the remaining shapes and lines as guides to draw the rest of the body. Simply darken the outer edges of the guides to create the shape of the body. The edges of the body should be made up of long continuous lines. Don't overlap the legs that are on this side of the body as you draw the underside. Darken the shape on the right to finish the tail. Now erase the initial guidelines. The next few steps are sped up so that the video isn't too long. Don't worry about erasing all of the guidelines. It's okay if you leave some behind. Redraw any of the final lines that you may have accidentally erased. Now shade your drawing. Draw a couple of curved lines across the body for the creases on the skin. Shade the entire body using a medium value. Shade lightly at first and gradually build up to darker values. For light values, push down very lightly on your pencil, then push down harder for darker values. Shade using a series of small scribbles to give the skin a rough texture. Use a darker value throughout the body to create some shadows. Shadows will give the figure more dimension and volume. Draw a cast shadow at the bottom using a medium value. Shading can be time-consuming, so be patient and take breaks. Keep shading until you're happy with the result, and that's it for the Komodo Dragon. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com, where every step of this tutorial is broken down into an individual image. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying my books on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.